Wow, this really pulled out the big budget for tonight.
Well, where's the confetti? Oh, we didn't get that one going tonight.
No.
Okay.
That'll be for when it comes out. Okay, so yes. Well, you wanted to kind of give a little background on the
book. Yes. So, I mean, this is the funny part is that, Jason went to school for illustration. So as soon as he started drawing Kim and Jason characters, 25, 30 years ago, people were like, when are you going to do a children's book? And he's like, this is for grown-ups, and and then that would just constantly happen. So he was kind of like almost, I wouldn't say turned off from doing a children's book, but we were kind of always fighting that early in our career because we really wanted to help grown-ups.
Right. Well, and it didn't help that I broke the rule that books for adults shall not have pictures. And, so when people see books with pictures, they think it's for kids. And so I can only blame myself, really.
Right.
But,
we just always tried to make things harder than they needed to be,
yeah,
apparently.
that's kind of our MO.
So, long story short, it kind of came all the way back around when the Penguins book came out, because this was the first book that he started to really highlight his, illustrations. And again, people would be like, oh, I'll give this to my kid. We're like, actually, it's for you. It's for grown-ups, But the idea
Which is always so weird to say grown-ups because it sounds so weird. But then when you say it's for adults, it's almost like it's like a
it's R-rated
porn book or something like that. So there's no win. There's no winning here. That's all I can say.
So, long story short, when this came out, I think I had asked Jason, I'm like, what's his story? Because, this picture is really just connected to maybe one of the stories in here. And then that's it. So, the whole book is called Penguins Can't Fly, plus 39 other rules that don't exist, but we don't really know his story. So, that was 11 or 12 years ago that I asked that question as this book was coming out, 10 years ago. And it's taken 10 years, but it's been simmering. And I don't know if it was having the kids, reading all the books to the kids over the last 16 years or whatever it was. But all of a sudden he started to get this little itch to do a children's book and to tell Marty's story.
I've had this little manuscript sitting around for a long time. I remember sharing it with my book agent, Michelle, at a Pizzeria Uno. And I read it to her and she started crying. Like, it was like, this is really good. Like, so, and I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm glad you think it's good, So, and then it sat for another year or two. And in the meantime, I've probably had, no joke, like 50 people ask me if I could illustrate their children's book, which is a great compliment, but I'm like, I got way too many ideas in my own head.
I gotta do my book first
to do that. So, yeah. Finally, at long last, it's the finish line is upon us, and the book will officially be released on September 12th. The world premiere is going to happen at Wonder Night, which is in Sheboygan. Again, if you have a chance to snag tickets for that, it's going to be a pretty cool evening because it'll be the first time it'll be publicly visible for people to see. And I'm going to be reading the book live for the first time. And there's going to be at least 6 or 7 paintings that I've created that are not in the book, but are related to lessons from the book. Because there are, like, as I did this, there's a lot of autobiographical type of little pieces to it, and so
the paintings aren't penguin or cartoon. They're
just like my normal
style,
paintings,
right?
But yeah. Because I think like that's another thing is we're hoping to record the talk that I give. That's one of the goals we're working on, so that would also be one of the bonus features of the book itself, is to have this sort of keynote speech for adults and families to watch about going after your dreams, and what it takes and what I've learned along the way. So we're pretty excited about that, but we're also excited to announce that today is the first day that the book is actually available for pre-orders. And this is kind of a big deal. And we definitely need your help on this, because the pre-orders will help us get an idea of how many books we need to print. and it will help us hopefully cover some of the print run. That's always the big gamble when you do something like this. This is a pretty big initial investment. Luckily, I have so much experience. You guys have been this whole community has been such a great support that I'm not really that scared about it as I would have been maybe 10 or 15 years ago. But it is a not insignificant chunk of money. So the pre-orders definitely help with kind of getting things rolling. And to make it worth your while, we have some pretty cool bonuses that will not be around after the book is actually out. Yeah. So if you go to escapeadulthood.com/fly, you can learn all about it. Just wanted to give you a few little details. I think one of the biggest ones is the opportunity to personalize them, right?
Yes. So there's 3 different packages. And there's different, perks that come with the different packages. And it was it for 5 books?
Yeah. Start this. You can just buy one.
Yes, you can get a book.
But then the second,
Jason
that's the
will
solo
sign
flight.
that book. Yep. So the solo flight package has 1 book, and Jason will sign it. And then if you get 5 books, just as a little thank you from us for investing a little bit more, Jason will personalize the books. So, and what that means is he'll put like Dream Big, Sarah, or Dream Big Ginny, or whatever. So the idea of like, if you have someone in your life that you'd like to give this book to and their name can be in it, not only will he autograph it, but it will be personalized. And then with that package, you also get
every book.
Well, every single book gets this cute little sticker, the I Can Fly sticker, which I think is adorable. I love how that turned out. Mm-hmm. And then let's see.
Every book also comes with a ticket to a workshop we're going to do called the Flying Lessons Workshop. So that's going to be a live virtual workshop, basically helping you uncover and go after your dream. And that'll be, like I said, it'll be live, but it will be recorded. So that would be a cool thing for individuals, for teams, for families, whatever. The date on that is not set, but everyone who gets a book will get a ticket to that. So that'll be exclusive only to pre-order people.
Yeah.
But yeah, the second tier is called the Flight Team Package, and that's 5 books. And you get a little bit of discount on the books. You get 5 stickers. All 5 books can be personalized with someone's name. And you get a really cool aviator patch. It's like a little embroidered Marty. It says Marty's flight team.
Brenda's looking at it right now.
It's on the website. We don't actually have them made yet. It's kind of a mock-up, but it's pretty adorable. And then the Air Force package is like for the big help is 25 books. Mm-hmm. So that's good, if you got grandkids for Christmas, if you've got a team, if you we also have a link in there of like, what would I do with 25 books? But that one, we saved a really, 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 really cool bonus on that
Wonder
one.
Whimsy saw this a couple nights ago, but we're still pretty excited about it,
but
guys.
This is a pillow. It's a squishy Marty pillow, super, super soft. I just want to like rub his belly.
Steven, your face is classic there, by the way.
This is just, yeah. This is the test one we got to make sure how it would look, and it's awesome.
And what's so cool, I didn't even know this, is last night when Jason was showing us the whole book, that this picture is in the book.
Yeah.
So he used this, this piece of art from the book to make the pillow, which is kind of cool. We're like, hey, is that the pillow? And he's like, yeah, that's the same picture for the pillow. So anyway, that's pretty rad.
Yeah, so pretty cool. If you are interested, please check it out. I really appreciate the support. We wanted to put some goodies in there to make it worth your while.
So there's 2 other things I want to tell you about the book that Jason may or may not want me to tell you, which, by the way, can I tell him? Hold on.
Sure.
Okay. So he worked really hard the last few months turning it into a rhyming book. Okay, because he was trying to remember, and I'm taking words out of your mouth, but as you've told me, your favorite books from childhood were rhyming. And quite honestly, when I'm reading, when I would read books to the kids as they were younger, they're more fun to read when you're rhyming along with it. So that was tough because he originally wrote the book without it rhyming, and then to change a book into rhyming is a significant amount of work, especially when you want it to sound whimsical and fun and playful and tell the story that you wanted to tell. So that took a great amount of work and some help with an editor.
I had some back and forth, knockdown, drag out fights with my editor, who didn't like certain things, and ultimately I conceded a few points on her, and then
and that's not how the editing process works. It's good though.
It made it better. It made it better. There's no doubt about it.
So then the other thing that kind of came about, and obviously, as we've said, this is Marty's story. So why is he up with that balloon, and who are these people, and what's his story, and what is the story of Marty? So what's kind of cool how this is all shaken down, and do you want to tell more? Like I said,
I don't know what you're gonna say. So
I said like 2 weeks ago, I said, "Are you Marty?" Like who's Marty? So it was a really neat conversation because it really is the story of a dreamer. But you were pretty clear. You're like, it's everyone's story. Like, it's your story. It's my story. It's the story of a dreamer. And I will tell you that last night when Jason read it to me and the kids, he couldn't get through it without crying because it's very personal. Because if you follow a dream and you go after it, it's very emotional. And there's highs and lows, and Marty's story is filled with highs and lows. So I'd say that because I'm like, wow, this is not just a children's book. This is a children's book written by Jason Kotecki. So it is so good, you guys. It is so good. It's not just whimsical and delightful, but it's heartwarming and inspiring. So I'm so excited about it. And the kids, I think their jaws were on the ground because of the story and the fact that it's rhyming. Just kind of blows your mind. So I think you leveled up here, mister. You're known for your nonfiction and you're known for your speeches and your art and beautiful paintings, but somehow you took a children's book and just took it to a whole new level. So that's my endorsement. It was okay if I said that?
That's what I'm talking about.
No, that's good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I hope I hope that comes across because it was I don't know that I realized what was coming out as I was working on it, and there's a lot of self-pressure because I just am such a big fan of the art of picture books. There are so many artists and writers that I love, and for something that is so few words, so few pages, I think people underestimate how difficult it can be, and to make something worthwhile. Now, whether or not I did that or not, I don't know, but it was a lot of pressure to that. I definitely would say, I was thinking about that today, like this is the hardest book I've ever worked on. Mm-hmm. So I'm definitely happy with how it turned out. It's got a couple little details I'm still working on, but I hope that you guys will enjoy it and appreciate any support.
The other question the kids had is, will it be the size of his traditional books? So you've noticed all of our books are the same size because that's kind of a nice conform, kind of unity kind of thing between them. But no, it is not going to be this size. What's the size?
10 by 10.
Okay,
so more of a standard children's book size, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Which is great because the pictures are so wonderful. You
like
want
the
them
day
to be
the day
bigger.
that crayons quit. That's one of our family favorites.
Yeah.
I think it's that size. And the dinosaurs love tacos. Isn't it those? I kind of use some of my favorite ones as like.
I want it to be like that.
Samples, what I was going for. So
cool. Well, thank you for letting us share all that news. I I just rambled on and on, but I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I'm excited to get the launch kicked off so we could just really anticipate getting it printed and wonderful.